Hey everybody, it's Jennifer. This is our GGYP talk number 8, and I'm just going to be real with you. It's spring break. So the odds are really high that you are going to hear a dog bark or see a child run by back there. Contrary to popular belief, we do not film these in the studio. There's no lighting crew or cameraman or green screen behind me. So just my home office. So we are going to power through for this week. And I want to talk this week about something you probably, if you haven't already, are going to start encountering more and more. And that is this new wave of what we call iBuyers. Internet buyers, investors, cash buyers. There are several big companies that have recently moved into our marketplace, which is why you may have been seeing it more. And it's pretty attractive to consumers. You know, it's cash deal, no repairs. It's a sure thing. There's no putting it on a market and waiting and getting it fixed up, getting kicked out for showings. So consumers are seeing this and are thinking, you know, why should I use a realtor if I can just take this money and be out the door here in a few weeks? So first of all, change happens in our industry all the time. So it's nothing to get worked up about. Your role is still needed. You're still a valuable part of this process. You just need to learn how to speak to this. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, are just some things you can point out to help you overcome this if you encounter it on a listing appointment or something like that. First of all, remind your clients this is not anything new. For the last 2 decades, if you've driven through a busy intersection, you've probably seen a sign on the corner that says, "We'll buy your house for cash." This is the same concept. These companies just have a little bit more money. Their advertising is a little more advanced. Their technology is a little more sophisticated, but it's the same concept. They are investors. They will come in and buy your house for below market value. They will turn around and sell it for more money. That's how they make money. So if your client was not willing to call a sign they saw on the corner of the street, remind them, you're doing the exact same thing. It's just with the company that maybe sent you a postcard or looked a little more high tech. So nothing new. And like I said, they are investors. Investors underpay for properties. That's how they make their margins. There are no investors who overpay. So remind them that they can have, if they're in a situation, maybe if you use the word desperate, say, yeah, if you're in a desperate situation and you need to get out really quick, you can't afford to make repairs, then it could be the right option for you. But let's look at both sides. What you need to realize is that now our job more than ever is to consult and guide people through this process. The information's all out there. We no longer hold that. I mean, we are really here as advisors. And so what I would recommend, and what you should recommend to anybody you interact with who is considering one of these, is let's just look at both sides. Let's look at your bottom line both ways, and then you make the decision that's the best decision for you. Don't get defensive or upset about it. Let them know, I'm here to help you. I want what's best for you. Because first of all, those iBuyers, like I mentioned before, are already underpaying for properties. Also, they are charging a very large amount of fees on top of that. So usually if you just do a side-by-side comparison of what a seller's walk-away net is going to be, which, let's face it, in the end, that's usually what they care about. If you do a side-by-side comparison, they are typically going to walk away with a lot more money by putting it on the market out there in front of all the eyeballs, letting people bid it up fair market price. The fees are actually going to be lower, even when you're usually paying a commission to a realtor. And so what you're going to find is, in a very small percentage of the time, are people are going to say, oh yeah, I'm willing to leave all that money on the table to have a done deal. Convenience is great. But people will only pay for convenience up to a point. I get my groceries ordered, and I know that I pay slightly more to have my groceries delivered. If it costs me $20,000 more to have my groceries delivered, I'm going to go to the store. So just remind them, convenience, there are a lot of attractive things about that, but look at what you could be walking away from. And when we're talking about $10, $20, $30, $40,000 differences, most of the time, people are going to choose that because that's the smarter financial decision. So you don't even really have to argue against why you shouldn't use an iBuyer. You just have to put the numbers side by side and let people know you, again, are there to counsel them, advise them. Let's look at your walkaway from this an iBuyer or putting it out in the open market. If it's going to take maybe 30 to 60 days to sell, but I'm going to get $40,000 more, I'm probably willing to wait a couple months for that money. And if not, I'm in a desperate situation and I need to get out, then okay, then let's take this and get on your way, because we want to be there to help people. So just remember, your role now is to advise, counsel, help people through this process. People want help. And that alone will get you business 99% of the time. So if you see them, don't worry about it. You know what to say. Say, let's sit down, put pen to paper, and help your sellers make the best decision. And typically, you will be the one getting that listing or getting that business. So that's it for this week. We will see you next week. I didn't get interrupted by any kids, so I'm going to go ahead and end this now while we're ahead. Have a good week, everybody. Thanks.